And there's a weedy. Another 1937 is 1920. We have another weedy. I see 1 cent, so we have another weedy. Another weedy, my gosh. Wow, it's a weedy day. And oh gee, another weedy from 1926. Weedy, we'll add that to the collection. We found silver. Found yet another penny, a 1941, a 1929 weedy, 44. Oh, would you just look at that old foundation. We have permission to search the lawn of this 1800s house, and so it's very dry, but we're gonna see what we can find here in the lawn, and it will be interesting. The landowner has given me permission to search the lawn, so let's see if we can get some history to hold right in our hand.
Metal detecting. It's full of adventure, full of planning, for some camaraderie.
Ready, Ryan?
Oh yeah.
It's full of elation, frustration, and even inspiration. People do it for all sorts of different reasons. Me, I just want to hold a little history in the hand.
Have a high tone here. Oh my gosh, there's no moisture. There is hardly any moisture in the ground. It's hard to pick up signals. And there's a weedy. 1 cent. 1930 something. 1932 possibly. I'll take a close up. On to the next. Answer to that. Another 1937. That's wonderful. This one does not have a mint mark that I can see. Nope. But 1937. Wow. That's 2 37s right here. Cool beans. That is what confused the tone right there. Little nail. Boy, check out this view Bruce has. My gosh, it's beautiful here. I will definitely come back to this place when there's more moisture in the ground. Perhaps later in the fall if it starts raining. I'll keep snooping around, but I definitely will come back when there's some moisture. On to the next. I see our signal right here. That was to hold down the valve stem of an old vehicle. Almost positive. Cool beans. All right, on to the next. Well, right there, I see broken glass, and right here, I see an old penny. And this one is 1920. So we are getting a little bit older. 1920 wheat penny. So we have we've broken through 100 years old. So hey, we're heading in the right direction. My gosh, there is just no moisture. This is unbelievable. Boy, broken glass everywhere. Okay, on to the next. So we have an old aluminum lid that might give us some information about what it was a lid for. I see pine trees. I see a house. I see what looks like a moon. I don't see any writing. Tell you what I think I'll do. I think I'll spray some water on it. Wash it. I'll spray some water on and see if that helps clean it up on the high surfaces. And then maybe we can get a maybe, I say maybe, we can get maybe we can get some text. But you know what? I do not see any text on it. All I see are designs. Looks like a tent. I kind of like the old time artwork on it though. Nifty. All right, on to the next. What do you think that is? Liquor lid? I'm not going to lick it. All right, on to the next. All right. Target's still in the hole, but there's interesting looking old glass here. Wow. That is cool. Putting that in there, and that's why we wear gloves, boys and girls. All right, we have another Wheatie. This one is 1940 something, I believe. 41. Boy, our coins are very consistently 30s and 40s. We had one 1920, but that's pretty cool. All right, on to the next. Oh, it's so dry. Well, it just so happens that our target is in the middle of an ant nest. Oh, found a pocket knife. Yep. There's what's left of one of the blades. And gosh, this is an old one. The two brass ends are right there, and some of the brass bolsters. There would have been wood here, or antler, and that has long since decomposed. Wow, that's odd, but I think that's all there is to it. Okay, boys and girls, putting you back in here. Take care of your eggs. On to the next. Well, I guess I don't need to worry about killing grass here. It's already dead. All right, let's get down there. Still in the hole. Come on. Be an Indian head. I think that's just a clad dime. It is. 1997. Are you kidding me? All right. Hey, we found our first dime. I will alert the media. You go ahead and start the party. All right, on to the next. Well, that is what gave us our signal right there. I see 1 cent, so we have another Wheatie. That looks like 1940 something. 47. So that was after World War II. All right. Well, gosh. 30s and 40s. Huh. Well, let's see what we got. All right, so my original Nocta pinpointer was on the end, so every now and then I'll press that button and turn it off. Looks like it came off of some old tool. On to the next. Oh, well, found an accordion reed. And if I look careful enough here, we'll see what note it is.
And you know it's off an accordion.
Pretty sure. Still has what's left of the little brass reed, and right there is stamped the note. And then the air used to shoot through there, and
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
I borrowed my wife's toothbrush, and she put it back every night. Yeah. So who knows? Now some people say it's an organ reed.
It could be
but
like a pump organ.
Yeah. These are laying all over the place, and I don't know. You sometimes you find
When they
two or three.
When they replace one, did they just wing it out the window?
I'm not sure. Here's my theory, boys.
Yeah.
Here's Grandpa's old accordion from back in Germany.
Yeah.
Okay, according to my right here, that looks like a clad dime. We will take it and move on to the next. Another weedy, my gosh. 44. Wow, it's a weedy day. On to the next. I got a perfect, uniformly high 52 right here, and I would love it if it was a quarter from the era of all of the pennies that I've been finding. Nope. It is not. But I'm going to have to look that up. Union made. Flocks. I don't know what that is, but it looks like it had something stuck on the back. Oh, there it is. So maybe that stuck on something. I'm gonna have to look that up. Flocks. Interesting. All right, on to the next. Let's get the flocks out of here. I have no idea what we might be digging up here. But a coffee percolator was not in my wildest imagination, but that's exactly what it is. Wow. On to the next. You know, that's tapered. I wonder if that was a barrel tap. That's kind of cool. That's possible, because tapered like that, I think that would have been screwing into a barrel. Oh, cool. I think that's great. Excellent. All right, on to the next. We have uncovered a priceless gem. Either that or an old bicycle reflector. And now that I look at it, yeah, I think that's what it is. But that's pretty cool, though, still. Ha! Nice. All right, on to the next. That is for a shade pull on a window. That goes in the junk side. Well, what have we? All right, we have a clock frame. Looks like that was right there. So this would have been, there were 4 iron posts that held another plate that was a mirror image to this one, and then all the gears and springs were inside this. Now, every once in a while, they stamped information about the maker and sometimes a serial number onto these. I know that in this area, I seem to find a lot of clock plates and winders that were made by the Ansonia Clock Company in Connecticut. I believe maybe it was Bridgeport, Connecticut. I'm not sure. This one does say made in USA right there. But I don't see any further information other than that. If we happen to luck out and find the other plate, perhaps that one would have the information about the maker, but pretty common to find these. It looks like this was actually copper, which is interesting. Normally they're brass, but this one looks like it's copper. Interesting. All right, on to the next. A 1942 Weedy. We'll add that to the collection. On to the next. I think that I see silver. Yes, I do. And that is encouraging to see. Now it's just a Roosevelt, but that is a silver coin from the era of all the pennies we've been finding, and I'm way out here away from the house, which is probably why other guys haven't found it. But let's see what we've got for a date. 47. Nice. We found silver. Hello, Mr. Roosevelt. Very nice. Okay, let's put that in the container and keep on looking. Maybe we can find $1.50 from the same era. On to the next. In the middle of the hole. What have we got? Oh, that's neat. We got a little two-hole button. Yeah, that's neat. I wish I knew my button styles. If you happen to know what this might have gone to with the slot in it like that, please let me know in the comments. Relatively new to this metal detecting thing, and I just think that's interesting. File, and we move on to the next. Well, we have found yet another penny. This one looks like 1921. So that's pretty interesting. Gosh, we have found so many Wheaties today. I don't know that I have found this many Wheaties in one hunt. Possibly, but boy, we're just finding a bazillion of them. I love it. On to the next. So I'm trying not to get too excited. But what do I see? It's too light. It's too light. It is absolutely aluminum, so it's some sort of token. So what we are going to do is we'll spray it with a little bit of water, and then I think that's going to help it shine up a little bit. Lexington Minuteman. All right, and on this side, it says antique car coin. Okay, so turns out that this coin was put out by Sunoco Gasoline, and it was copyrighted in 1969, so they must have been giving out antique car coins with a fill-up or something like that, trying to get people to collect them and buy Sunoco gas. But hey, pretty good marketing ploy, and gave me a heart attack here in 2025. So I thought I was looking at a silver quarter. So I am not giving up hope in finding one, so let's go on to the next. A 1941 Weedy. On to the next. You know, I think we may have found another clock plate, although this one's in pretty rough shape, but it has that look about it. We'll see if we can match that up later, but this one's way out across the lawn from where the other one was. Although if boys were involved, I think one clock could get spread out in all of its In all of its 25 pieces, I think it could probably spread as wide as a half an acre if boys were involved. And that's my theory. Well, I am back by the Volvatron, my detector mobile. No other metal detectors in the area have a fancy European sedan like my 95 Volvo. Let's take a look at what we found today. Boy, it was an interesting day. I think we're going to call this Eat Your Wheaties, Breakfast of Champions, because I just couldn't believe how many Wheaties I found. I did find 2 clock plates, and I think these two match because they both have the round part. Here's an unanswered clock plate here, and then that might have been off of, it's possible that was off like a water jug or something like that, possibly for a barrel. Found 2 of these, one of those, found a bicycle reflector, found this interesting lid for something, have no idea what, found a rose tag. There's our Phlox Union Made, and that screwed onto something, so I don't know what that was. Found an old pocket knife plates and an E off of either an organ or an accordion. Found my not a silver quarter, but we did find one silver rosy, and our little, maybe that was for underwear. It's possible. There's our valve seat for an old Ford. Found 3 dimes, 1 quarter, 16. That's right, count them. 16 Wheaties. The oldest one was 1920 that I could see. Maybe I'll clean them up later. And then only found 2 memorial pennies. So that was actually, I don't know that I've ever found that many Wheaties in one lawn. And it was terrible conditions today, super dry. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles, and so does the dirt. I don't see any rain in the forecast. I checked radar before I came over here, and there weren't even any showers. In Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, there's no rain at all in this part of the country. So, hey, it is what it is. I'm going to remind you that if you're not looking for it, you are not going to find it, and you are certainly invited to join me next time right here on History in the Hand. We would love to have you join us. See you next time.